Since the dawn of history, good and evil have been locked in an unending struggle, a battle never truly won, but defined by the shifting roles of oppressor and oppressed, between those who dream of higher ideals and those who crave domination. Good tries to rebuild what has been broken, while evil works to uproot what remains. And each time humanity believes the balance tilts towards the light, the scene changes and the battle returns, this time with new masks and far more cunning tools. Good, in its essence, is a constant observer of events. In the eyes of the ancient Greeks, it's bound to knowledge and morality, which often limits it to proposing solutions to problems. Yet these very solutions are quickly exploited by the forces of evil that dominate the world, transforming them into commercial tools marketed for sale and consumption, ultimately benefiting their own institutions. As humanity sinks deeper into materialism, it drifts away from its spiritual core, allowing evil to grow and obscure human consciousness. This enables the global forces of evil to tighten their grip on humanity and manipulates its moral values. As Dr. Bassem Abdulaziz Abdelkader once said, "In today's world, the struggle between good and evil takes on more complex forms. Evil manifests in new ways: technological wars, corruption, environmental destruction, while good remains present in relief efforts, education, and the promotion of justice. However, modern media has blurred the lines, making it increasingly difficult to distinguish good from evil due to manipulation of information and propaganda. The New World Order seeks to produce forms of domination that guarantee its supremacy and survival, which requires the presence of an external enemy. Every action is met with an equally calculated and forceful reaction to maintain the balance of control. On the other hand, there are resisting forces that cling to their past and heritage, yet globalization is often imposed by force, either accepted in full or met with contempt and inferiority from dominant powers. This dialectic of good and evil reflects the rejection of forcibly imposed global values and the subjugation of cultural and political independence, forgetting that these resisting powers also possess deep-rooted histories and civilizations. The world has long been living in a state of imbalance. While international politics may sometimes be wrapped in economic and commercial motives, at other times they are disguised in cultural agendas or call for political reform. Yet the so-called universal values, once championed by the West, have begun to crumble under the pretext of freedom. Global evil revolves around creating chaos, denying responsibility for it, and then emerging as the savior, capable of resolving it. But such intervention comes only after large-scale collective sacrifices, ensuring the crisis escalates to a point where intervention is necessary. It then profits from the reconstruction phase, only to repeat the same performance years later, this time with new actors and even greater tragedy. One question remains: how have they convinced us, even raised our memory, to believe that humanity is advancing toward the better, when the opposite is true? Take energy as an example. Modern innovation seeks renewable energy solutions, yet the past held many simple inventions based on perpetual motion, mechanisms far less complex than today's technologies, harmless to the environment and free of excessive consumption. Consider, for instance, the old wall clocks that operated through continuous movement without batteries or electricity, environmentally friendly, simple in essence, and untouched by the profit-driven motives of the modern age. History itself stands as proof that progress is not inherently tied to the present. The ancient Egyptian civilization, for example, built the pyramids with a precision that still puzzles modern scientists, using methods and techniques unknown to us. The Sumerians developed advanced irrigation systems, legal codes, and urban planning, while the Greeks laid the foundations of philosophy and logic. These examples remind us that humanity has often reached peaks of creativity in ancient times, perhaps deeper and more profound than we imagine, and that moral decline does not necessarily signal civilizational progress. It may, in fact, mark the beginning of collapse.